Welcome, Jay Robert, the CEO of Vyant Bio. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing?
Thank you. Yes, I'm doing well. Very excited to have this conversation with you today. Thanks.
Very excited on our end as well. It's a pleasure to have you here, Jay. Can you give us a high-level overview of Vyant Bio? Let's start there and talk about what the company does. Can you walk us through the process?
Yeah, 100%. So Vyant Bio is a is a drug discovery company focused on neurodegenerative and neurodevelopmental diseases. We have deep expertise and we have a global experience here in drug discovery. But at the core of our business is we bring human biology with induced pluripotent stem cell technology together with deep data science. And that allows us to gain important insights related to identifying novel and repurposed therapeutics for these neurodevelopmental and degenerative diseases.
Fantastic. Can you talk a little bit about what drives Vyant Bio's drug discovery pipeline? What's the process that goes into actually creating this pipeline of products?
Yeah, so our expertise starts, very early at the identification of biological targets. And so we have this capability using our biology platform to be able to, experiment with human targets that, essentially are the cause and the effect of certain of the diseases that we're studying. And then we marry that together with high throughput screening so that we can screen thousands of potential compounds that have the potential for future benefit to being able to bring our drug programs forward. And then we're from that place we're able to very rapidly be able to identify interesting therapeutics that we can bring forward with great insight. And I think that our key expertise here is that we have an ability to look at how drugs can be effective, and so we believe that in the drug discovery life cycle that we can identify earlier on and make good de-risking decisions about therapeutics that would be successful when we get them into the clinic.
Outstanding. Okay, tell us a little bit more about Vyant's microorgan technology. What details can you give us there to help us understand this better?
Yeah, so it starts with again iPSC cell technology. So it's bringing human skin and blood samples into our lab, and essentially we regress the cells to a stem cell, and then we can progress the cell to a human organ. In our particular case, we've got quite a great expertise in being able to create microbrains, and from that we're able to then create that at scale, and that's what allows us to be able to do very high throughput screening of thousands of compounds at the same time in a very highly standardized format. And from that perspective, the complexity of the organoid technology itself is what gives us the necessary and very large data to be able to then rank order and prioritize those compounds that we believe would be successful.
Excellent. Okay, and congratulations, I think, are in order. Vyant Bio recently announced that you're going to be presenting at the H.C. Wainwright Global Investment Hybrid Conference next week. Talk to us about the appearance. What should investors keep an eye out for there? How can investors participate in this event? Anything that we should have on our minds going into the event before it starts?
Yeah, so of course, we issued a press release this morning highlighting the conference. We're excited to be able to be a presenter. We're going to be available in Miami in person for one-on-one meetings with potential investors and some of our existing shareholders. So it's a conference that, as we know it, will be attended by roughly 2,500 participants. And so we're very much looking forward to participating. There's good information out there about the conference. H.C. Wainwright really does a nice job with their investor conferences.
Amazing. Okay, pivoting just a bit as we start to wrap things up, you recently provided your quarterly earnings report for 2022. Any highlights you'd like to share from that? And looking ahead from this earnings report, anything that's coming up in the near future and the rest of 2022 that we should specifically have our eye on?
Yeah, so a couple of things. We did announce that we're making very good progress on the scientific side in a collaboration agreement with Organoid Therapeutics. So we announced that that relationship a couple of months ago, and the research work that we're doing, we believe is going to accelerate our efforts in identifying novel therapeutics for Parkinson's disease. So pay attention to how that continues to progress. We'll have data points coming. We've also announced that we have really interesting information on a repurposed therapeutic, VYNT 0126. And again, we spent some time on our earnings call talking about some of the data. That data will continue to progress in the near term. And we're anticipating that as we come into the end of the year, that we have made good progress in both Rett syndrome and CDKL5 deficiency disorder, which is going to lead us to the identification of novel compounds. We'll be talking about those lead candidates between now and sometime toward the end of next year.
Wonderful. Jay Roberts, CEO of Vyant Bio. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Very much looking forward to the presentation at the conference. Make sure to keep us posted there. Looking forward to seeing what comes next.
Very good. Thank you.